This is our full ship tour of P&O Ventura, and we're going to start our tour on the lowest passenger deck, which is deck 5, right into Ventura's beautiful atrium, which spans decks 5 to 7. For the size of the ship, it is a pretty small atrium and a little understated by today's standards, but it still feels classy. You have those iconic glass lifts which most modern cruise ships feature, white quartz tiles and a beautiful glass deckhead which changes colour throughout the day.
On deck 5 on the port side in the atrium, you'll find Tazzini, which is an Italian-style coffee bar serving Costa coffee for an additional charge. French-inspired pastries, muffins and other sweet treats are complimentary whenever you purchase a drink here. On the starboard side you have the loyalty and cruise sales, where you can make inquiries about your loyalty tier with P&O Cruises or book future cruises with extra incentives you would struggle to find at home. You'll also encounter shore excursions, where you can book all of your tours for the destinations you are visiting during your cruise. The library is just next door and also features a small IT suite for those that aren't smartphone savvy.
Aboard Ventura you will find 3 main dining rooms, Cinnamon located at the after deck 5 and the Bay Tree and Saffron located on deck 6. These dining rooms are all included as part of your cruise fare and offer club dining where you have a set time for dinner or freedom dining where you turn up when you're feeling hungry. The main dining rooms are open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Opening times can be found in the Daily Horizon. Considering Ventura is a medium-sized ship by today's standards, she has a wide range of boutique-style shops on board, including a perfumery, a jeweller's, a fashion store, a duty-free tobacco and alcohol shop, and a classic pork shop to indulge your cravings for exorbitant Pringles and Maltesers.
This is the Exchange, the traditional bar and lounge aboard Ventura. The Exchange has all of the charm and ambience of a traditional pub and serves a wide range of British ciders, crafted beers, rich artisan ales, your favourite spirits and wines selected by Ollie Smith. Sitting next to the Exchange is Fortune's Casino. By American ship standards, this casino is tiny, but you'll still have an adequate selection of modern gaming and slot machines, gaming tables, and you can grab scratch cards from the casino counter. Located forward of deck 6, you'll find the Peninsula Room, one of the most undiscovered venues on the entire ship. It's a traditional seaside style amusement arcade featuring a selection of arcade games from crane grabs through to Pac-Man. The Peninsula Room does incur an extra charge.
All the way forward of decks 6 and 7 is the Arena Theatre. Seating close to 800 passengers, this is undoubtedly the largest entertainment facility on board, as well as the main venue for shipboard entertainment. You can expect a vast range of entertainment to be performed here, from the West End style shows by the Headliners Theatre Company to hilarious comedians from across Great Britain. During the day, the arena occasionally acts as a cinema as well. The Glass House is a passenger favourite in the P&O fleet, and aboard Ventura you'll find it between the atrium and the Arena Theatre on deck 7. You can expect a fine selection of the very best wines from around the world, all of which have been selected by food hero Ollie Smith. The extra charge food menu is one you must try during your cruise, consisting of small tapas plates including polenta chips with red pepper tapenade and popcorn chicken with Korean barbecue sauce. They also serve larger plates including fish and chips and the spinach and ricotta pasta pinwheel, both of which were excellent and were certainly worth the small supplementary charge.
On the port side and at the top of the atrium on deck 7 is the Red Bar, a classy bar with comfortable seating and great views out onto the promenade or the atrium. It's your choice. The Red Bar is a great place for a pre or post and a drink, but make sure you're dressed appropriately on formal and celebration nights, as the dress code is strictly enforced at this venue. The rich fabrics and colours of the Indian subcontinent provide inspiration for Ventura's Tamarind Club, which can be found midship of deck 7. The Tamarind Club boasts an appropriate ambience and setting for comedy, live music and game show style games put on by the onboard entertainment team. By night you'll find the atmosphere here really quite jovial, but during the day it is one of the quieter locations on board and is a firm favourite to be used for enrichment lectures and port talks.
This is the photo gallery, where you can purchase photos by the ship's professional photographers, as well as camera equipment including tripods, camera cases, SD cards and even GoPros. As they weren't selling photographs on this cruise, the gallery counter has been turned into a gin bar. Clearly P&O are so skint that they can't even afford a proper sign. Not to worry, A3 paper and printer to the rescue. This is Sindhu, P&O's Indian-inspired speciality restaurant. Sindhu now operates by means of a la carte pricing, and you can expect delicious dishes from Tamilian spiced chicken to vegetable and paneer dumplings in a saffron korma sauce. For dessert, you can opt for the Indian-inspired treats from the cardamom bread and butter pudding to the tasty Indian ice creams. A 3-course meal costs around £40 per couple, excluding drinks.
Visit Havana, Ventura's Cuban-themed nightclub, bar and lounge. Havana can be found all the way forward aft of Deck 7 and is the late night venue on board. With a stage and large dance floor, you can dance late into the night to a live band or DJ, or you can take part in a game show or karaoke if you so fancy. Order a mojito, let your hair down, and get your feet moving to those salsa rhythms. Deck 7 features a full wraparound promenade deck, with upright chairs and benches to sit back and get some of those amazing sea views as Ventura steams ahead. Decks 8 through to 14 are all passenger cabins, therefore we're going to continue our tour on Deck 15. This is the Laguna Pool, the main outdoor pool area aboard Ventura, featuring a swimming pool, 2 hot tubs and the Laguna Bar within a stone's throw. You can understand why this is the spot used for those much loved sail away parties with P&O cruises. Situated next to the Laguna Bar is the all-inclusive Poolside Grill, serving burgers, hot dogs, fish and chips and nachos for lunch and early dinner.
Found on the port side near midship of Deck 15 is Poolside Pizzeria and Ice Cream, serving freshly cooked pizzas where you can help yourself to a slice whenever you like, or take away a whole pizza to yourself. The ice cream counter serves a wide range of Jude's ice cream, and you can also indulge your Costa coffee craving as well. This is the Beachcomber Pool. This is the largest pool on board and comes with 2 hot tubs and features a retractable roof which they open in warmer weathers. The upper deck of the Beachcomber Pool is where you can play some table tennis. Located near the aft of Deck 15 you have the Waterside Restaurant, which is the buffet style restaurant aboard Ventura. This casual eatery is open for breakfast, lunch, dinner and late night snacks. Evening menus for dinner will alternate during your cruise, serving up cuisines from Asia, America, Mediterranean and of course the UK. Simply check the horizon to find out what nationality of food is being served for that particular evening. For the size of the ship, it is undoubtedly one of the smallest buffets we have seen on a cruise ship, and the variety of food is pretty limited.
At the aft of the waterside is the beach house, which is an extension of the buffet offerings aboard Ventura. However, the food served here during the day will be identical to the food being served at the counters in the waterside. Of an evening, the beach house converts into a speciality restaurant, serving North American, South American and Caribbean inspired dishes. The beach house operates by means of a £7.50 per person cover charge, however some items will incur an additional cost. This is the Terrace Bar, which overlooks the small terrace pool on Deck 14. This is the best place to see those captivating wake views which every cruiser loves. At the very aft you have the Children's Club facilities aboard Ventura, complete with plunge pool, enclosed play park and lots of activities to keep your children entertained. These facilities are included as part of your cruise fare for 2 to 17-year-olds, and as parents you can have peace of mind knowing that your children are being well looked after by the qualified and enthusiastic DBS checked reef rangers.
Near midship of Deck 16 is where you'll find the walking track as well as deck games including shuffleboard and deck quoits. This is the Breakers Bar, the most frequented bar during a sail away. You can grab yourself your favourite tipple and take in the views as Ventura sails from port. This is also where you'll find one of the 2 smoking areas on board, found on the starboard side of Breakers Bar. Found near the forward of Deck 16 on the port side is the Ivory Suite, which is the onboard wedding chapel.
The Oasis Bar is your answer to relaxation aboard Ventura. You can choose from a variety of beauty and pampering treatments, which take place in one of the many treatment rooms in the Oasis Bar. You can also treat yourself to a 2-hour spa pass for around £20 per person, and this includes use of the Swedish orthopedic beds, sensory rainfall showers, saunas and steam rooms. The cost of spa passes will vary by cruise. Situated close to the Oasis Bar reception is the Hair and Beauty Salon, where you can get glammed up before celebration night or whatever special occasion you are celebrating. All the way forward of Deck 16 is the gym, which is fully equipped with modern cardio and strength training equipment. The gym was open from 8 AM to 8 PM during our cruise, and the use of the gym is included as part of your cruise fare. However, personal training sessions are available for an extra charge.
Even though Ventura is a family-friendly ship, the endless pool at the forward end of Deck 16 is adults only and offers sanctuary to those seeking peace and quiet and a more relaxing poolside environment. We're now on Deck 17 and this is where you'll find the retreat. On sea days, passes were being sold for £20 per person during our cruise, which included use of the super comfortable loungers, wet flannels, towels and use of the thermal suite. Prices do vary massively by cruise, but on warmer cruises expect these passes to be sold for a lot more money. Clearly on this cruise there wasn't the demand.
At the aft of Deck 17 is Epicurean at the White Room, which is Ventura's most prestigious restaurant. This costs $29 per person, or $35, and is a 2-hour dining experience which includes around 6 courses including palate cleansers. You can expect dishes such as the red pepper and goat cheese parfait to start, and the incredible Emmental soufflé for a main. The crepe Suzette would be our recommendation, however it's disappointing that they no longer cook it at your table like they used to, which is another example of how P&O are cutting cruises' overall experience. On Deck 18 is the Metropolis Bar. This unique venue brings you all the excitement of the world's coolest destinations, with its impressive 20 metres floor-to-ceiling video wall displaying dramatic cityscapes from around the world. This is the perfect bar to visit, particularly if you have a reservation at the Epicurean, which is merely 1 flight of stairs down. And lastly, you have Deck 19, which is where you'll find the golf nets and sports court.
That was our full ship tour of P&O Ventura. If you have seen our P&O Arcadia review, some of you may know that this was a make or break cruise for us. We hope to find drastic improvements aboard P&O Ventura after such a torrid time aboard Arcadia. Drastic improvements is a real stretch, but it was definitely better than what we had a few months ago, although some issues, particularly with crewing, service and limited bar and restaurant menus, still persist. However, embarkation was the smoothest we have had with P&O in more than 16 years of sailing with the company. We didn't have any problem booking speciality restaurants and the ship was noticeably cleaner, although the enforcement of hand sanitisation is still distinctly lacking compared to other cruise lines. Knowing that we were going on a cruise before a dry dock, we went with low expectations regarding the condition of the ship. However, in truth, we were pleasantly surprised. Yes, the ship is showing her age in those usual places such as round by the pools, and cabins are somewhat dated. But the condition of furnishings in bars and lounges and carpet throughout the ship is in very good condition, and you can expect these to be unchanged post dry dock. The maintenance issues round by the pools are the sort of areas we expect to be focused on during a short dry dock. To us, Ventura is a very average cruise ship. If you've dipped your toes into plenty of other cruise lines, there's a good chance that you'll feel that the ship is lacking in a few areas. But considering what we paid for this cruise and seeing as Ventura offers some of the cheapest cruises out of the UK, it's worth reflecting on value for money, and on this cruise, I think we got it.
And lastly, a big thank you to our Patreons. Because of you, we can continue doing what we love with your extra support. If you'd like to find out more about becoming a patron, click the link in the description below. In return, you will get extra benefits such as early access to our videos, behind the scenes sneak peeks, Zoom calls, Christmas and birthday gifts and much more.